Hello everyone, welcome to another quick video, a short one I hope. Um, I just got around doing this. I even looked for this over the internet, YouTube, to see how you can DIY things like this, but there is not many videos available there. There are lots of professionals, and they're not very specific about what you should be looking for when you have water leaking through your toilet. There are some good videos, don't get me wrong, but I think from our own perspective, a layman, somebody who doesn't really know plumbing or plumbing work, these are some of the easy fix, some things you can easily fix yourself, and there are things that you can easily do, but because we don't really have that information, don't have that idea. So it is very simple, a very, very simple thing to do. I fixed two toilet leaks already. So I thought, okay, this is the last one. Let me do a video so that we can all, learn from this. And I think anyone can do it. You won't need to call a plumber to do this kind of thing, this for yourself in your house. So the problem, let's get right to it. The problem I have with these toilets, let me just show you. If you look down there, you see the water. It's just gently seeping through. So what happens is occasionally the water just starts filling up by itself, and that's because there is a leak in the system that is letting water through. So when the water level in the system drops, it automatically fills the back up. So there is supposed to be a valve, a rubber seal that stops that water from seeping through after you have drained it. So what happens when you push the flush, it releases the valve, the water goes through, and when the valve comes down, the water stops going through. But over time, those they are rubber seals, they start to deteriorate because water obviously and other chemicals in the water, they do a harm on it, and harm this make they become brittle. Some parts of it break away, and as a result, very little, it might just be minor, and water start to seep through. So you can see that's water dropping into the toilet. Because of that, we have a leak, and our water bill is going up because this is constant. So we have to fix it. So yeah, I'll show you the things you need to do. Everything is inside here in the system. So first thing you need to do is basically this is, I think, let me see if we can see it here. It's Ideal Standard. That's the system that I've got. It's called the Ideal Standard, this toilet. But it's pretty, I think a lot of toilets use the same system. So if you got this particular system, it will be straightforward for you. But if you haven't got this particular system, I think it's all basically the same. So first thing we have to do is take off this cover, and I'll show you what we have to deal with inside. Let me just set this aside gently. All right, so now what we have here is the float and the water control valve, and here is the flush and the control valve. This entire thing is locked down somewhere inside there. You can see just where I'm pointing here. I think I need a bit of light. Let's see if I can put some light in here. So yeah, got some light. And if you look in here, just where my hand, if you see that little valve here, Or you just need to push it out a little bit, twist it this anti-clockwise, and the oil comes off. So, but first thing to do, there's still water in the cistern. We have to shut off the water supply, drain the water in the cistern, and then we'll try and get that one all out of the cistern. So let me shut off the valve. Usually you find the shut off valve underneath the toilet, and it's the pipe supply. So on this one here, we've got that right there, right here. So I just need to do is to turn that and the water will stop running. So first off, for me to know the water is going to stop running, let me grab a screwdriver. So a flat screwdriver will do, something like that. Sweep this out a little bit, yeah, something like that. So just gonna flush the toilet now. That's the water draining. You can hear the tap running. So if I come down here and turn that, there we go. Been able to stop that water from running. So if I just flush that again, get rid of all the water in there, as much of the water as possible. Yeah. So get down to taking this off. So just like I said, got that little valve tab here, so just gonna push that a little, mainly both my hands here. So push that and then twist this. So you can see the little twist there, and the whole assembly comes off. I think there's still a bit of water in that, so just gonna see if I can drain that out to there. So I think that is empty now. Now I'm just going to show you exactly what the problem is. So if you look inside here, you see that's where the space, you know, the entry to for the water to go through this black plastic part here, and this part sits inside there, and this little hole here is what is supposed to be sealed off once the water has drained to that level. So the culprit responsible for sealing that off is right here. Is this rubber seal. Now I'm going to take this off, and then we can have a look at the condition of this rubber seal and how they start becoming brittle and break over time. Okay, so now I've tried to take this grommet, I think it's some kind of plug. Yeah, I've got a replacement one. So what I do, because I think there's a special kind of equipment to take that off, but I can't quite do that here right now. So what I'm going to do is improvise, and I'll show you how I improvise that. So first thing is to take this off. I'm just going to pull this rubber seal off, and then we can examine it. So there you go. See, I just pulled that. What I did was just literally squeeze that out of, you know, the position where it is. I've still got this rubber, this plug here that holds this rubber down. I still got to deal with that. But in the meantime, let's just have a look at this seal. So if you look at this, if you take a good look, you find that these are the edges and they don't even stay straight anymore. If you look at that, and so some parts are missing. Look at this, it's missing some parts there, and it's just become, you know, really rubbish, brittle over time, and that's because of water, sitting in water all this time. And so these are maintenance parts. These are things that you do need to change them from time to time, and they're quite easy to do. So I've just pulled that out from where it was sitting. Because it's rubber, it's quite easy. They're flexible, so you can just squeeze that out. Now I have to deal with this plastic here to take this plastic out. So the ones I ordered on eBay, they came with a new plastic holders, and I'll show you how they look, what they look like once I take this out. So first thing is to try and muzzle this out. It shouldn't be difficult, but I'll just try and take it out. Since it's got, if you look inside there are hooks around on the inside. So if you want to do it from the inside, which is quite easy, just a matter of disassembling this, which was what I did with the other two that I worked on earlier. You disassemble this and you can take this out, can take that out, and from the inside you can literally push those hooks and then that will come out. But I haven't got a long screwdriver for this. I struggled to try and do the rest, so I think I'll just try and muzzle that out, and I'll show you how to do it in a minute. If you have a look, what I did was drive a screwdriver, the same screwdriver I was using, and then drive it underneath here in between the holder and the clip. This is a clip. So I drove a screwdriver there, gave it a little push, and one side of it is out. So I'm just gonna take that out. So this is what it looks like. That's the clip that holds it in. So it's still in good condition. I could reuse it, but I mean, my replacement part came with a new one, so I'm just gonna use the new one. So in this bag is the replacement part. So basically I bought this on eBay. I think they were about £17 for 5. So if you think of how much it's going to cost you I did say 5, but it looks like, okay, there are 2 here because I've used 2 of them, so I still got 3 in the bag. So if you think how much it's going to cost you per system when you call in a plumber for something you can literally do yourself, so yeah, that's what it looks like. I decided to go for the white one because I think it'll be easier to know when they start to fail, or when you take it out and have a look, you'll be able to tell that this is beginning to deteriorate. So you'll be able to change them. So yeah, like I said, it came with its own clips, so I'm gonna reuse this clip. So all I need to do now is just pull that back in here. Let me see if I can do this on my lap. So it's quite easy. Just put that back in. That's it. It's in. Give it a little bit of tug to be sure. Well, I heard it click, so I know it's in. I just tug it a little bit, be sure that that's snuggled in there. And it's just a matter of putting that clip in. You can hear the click. Everything is in. So that's that seal replaced. So all I need to do now, in reverse order, pull this back in the cistern, and then we'll have a look and see if we still got a leak. Squeeze that back a little bit and then twist this in. Should get a click. Yeah, and that's back in. It's easy as that. It's easy as that. So have that replaced now. I'm just gonna turn back the tap, turn the tap back on, and yeah, fill up the cistern, and then we have a look to see if we still got a leak in the toilet. So I got my screwdriver. Just gonna go back down here. So there will still be a little bit of water left underneath there. I will still be passing through into the toilet. But funny enough, I don't know if you can see that. There's no water passing through there. No leak at all. So just wait for that to fill up, and I'll flush it, and then we'll see if there's any more leaks, if there's water coming through that end at all. So yeah, so I've had to push that down because I think that did not sit properly. Even though it wasn't leaking, it didn't sit properly. So now I've readjusted that. So yeah, the water is not going through, or literally just filled the system. So I think it's in a better working order now. So yeah, well, we can see still no leaks here. I'm just gonna flush it now. And okay. You can see that. So okay, I need to open the tap once more. Looks like they open that. The troubles of a DIY. So I saw what the problem was. I put that wrong. This side I put on that side, so that was interfering with the floats. So yeah, just silly, but that's fine. I've reorientated it now. This is how it's supposed to stand in the cistern. I mean, no brainer. There's plenty of room on this side for it to stand, and I should have seen it from when I started it. I've done two already, so sorry about that. Yeah, so now just have to click that back in. I need both my hands. Yeah, so that's back in now. So yeah, let's run the watering tap again, and then we'll see how it works inside here. Let's just get that open, get that to be closed so I can work on that. There we go. Yeah, start to fill up again. See the water coming up. And this is basically the last test, so to let you know that that's most likely the problem you have, most likely the cause of why you have your water leak in your toilet. So I've shown you how it was leaking from when I started the program, the video, and then to when I put the ceiling. So now you can see that's just stopped running. So we're just gonna flush it out. That's it, no more leaks. No more constant flow of water. That's it. Okay, so if you have a situation where you have water constantly running in the toilet bowl, that's most likely the culprit. You can go on eBay or Amazon and you can find this. Find these seals. Just take that out so you can see it one more time. Oops.